Dr. Justice over here, this is post number 2 in the findings of doing over 15,000 brain scans. So the second sort of big aha is that the brain controls neuromuscular function. There really is no such thing as muscle memory. Think of a quadriplegic. Their muscles and body work, their brains work, but the communication between the brain and the body and the neuromuscular function is cut off, probably because of some spinal injury. So the communication cannot go to the muscles. So just keep in mind that the brain swings every club. It's the memory that's in the brains, the skill set, things that you have done, your capability. They have to travel in microseconds to your muscles to do what you want to do. Hit a putt, a chip, a bunker shot, an approach shot, a tee shot. So what we've learned is that the brain controls or is in charge of the 4 key elements in golf. First is neuromuscular sequencing. So every golf shot is a sequence. It has to be, because you got to go back to generate some type of a force, because you want to hit the ball to send it to a certain location depending on the distance, if it's a putt or an iron shot or a drive. That sequencing, I got to move this way and then move this way, because it's a non-reactionary sport, has to be coordinated. And so the brain controls the sequencing of your neuromuscular performance. The brain also controls the force that you apply on that ball, whatever shot that you have. The muscles execute that force, but the brain tells the muscles how hard or soft to hit something based on the decision that you want to make in terms of how hard you want to hit it. The third thing that the brain controls, in my opinion, the most important thing, is that the target, where you want to hit the ball, lives in your brain. It doesn't live over there. Again, in my view, what makes golf one of the most difficult target sports of all is that you're looking down at the ball while you're hitting it, but the target is over there. So in effect, your brain has to remember where the ball needs to go, right? And so the ability of the brain to hold the target, you're looking down in some version of where you want to send the ball, which provides you scale. We have these neurons in our brain called grid neurons. The grid neurons determine how far something is. It gives us a geolocation, and that farness, that scale, is what creates force, which is what ultimately creates your muscle sequencing. And then the most obvious part is that your brain makes decisions. The lie, the win, the club that you want to hit, the shot shape that you want to hit. So the brain controls your muscle sequencing. It controls the force that you apply. It controls your ability to hold the target, and it controls the decision that you're making. This is why I am saying the brain swings every club, and the brain changes every 3 to 5 seconds. So if I gave you the most amazing 14 set of clubs, these are the perfect clubs for you. They can do amazing things. They're made of the best technology in the world. But oh, by the way, these clubs are going to change every 3 seconds. You would not play with those clubs. You don't want clubs that are going to change. You want a club that's going to do what it's supposed to do every single time. So that same analogy, the brain is changing every 3 to 5 seconds, especially over a 5-hour round of golf. So you must understand, you must invest in understanding how this club, the brain, works, as it is trying to coordinate the sequencing that you've learned in your golf swing, the force that you want to apply to a ball, your ability to hold the target, and the decisions that you are making. Apply the same governance, the same decision that you make. I will never play a club that changes on every shot. Well, why would you play with the brain that changes? And since it is going to change, you must have skill sets to manipulate the brain so that over every shot, those 4 things, the sequencing of your muscles, the force that you apply, holding the target, and the decision that you've made about how hard or soft or where you want to send this ball, all of those things are happening to the best of your ability.